If it is or if it ain't, it's going to come out. Good morning, everybody. It's your girl, Miracle Sims, and you are listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration and juice. It is July the 9th, 2022, and today the topic is Love Your Neighbor. Happy Saturday, everybody. Happy Saturday. I hope that you all had a great day yesterday. Mine was just fun. Thank you to those of you all that tuned in to last night's episode of God, Sex, and Love, the talk show. I chat with Mr. Jeff Campbell. I hope that you all enjoyed the conversation about Christian mysticism and everything like that. Yep, not too much to report from yesterday. I did do everything I had intended to do to get ready for today. I'm super excited for the launch party for my lip collection. Though you should already know about it, people. But if not, I mean, you guys can check it out at actressmiraclesims.com. I have a lipstick and lip gloss collection inspired by the juice. And yeah, today I'm going to go and celebrate with a few ladies. Celebrate the launch as well as just to get out and do a little something special. So I'm excited, even though there's a couple of things that didn't pan out the way that I had hoped. At least at the moment, it seems like it hasn't. And so, uh, so y'all just be praying for your girl about that. I mean, at the end of the day, it's all good. Everything, I guess that's supposed to happen will happen, and that's it. I mean, you have certain plans and stuff in mind, and I want to say everything else that I had in mind. Like I gave myself the mani pedi that I wanted to give. Yes, I'm representing. I'm using the new nail polish. It's called Lean Mean Tangerine. So, yep, that's on my nails and toes. I was able to do that. I was able to wash my hair last night. So hopefully that looks the way I hoped it would. um, you know, I had something in particular that I planned to wear today, but unfortunately, I haven't seen that arrive yet in regards to the mail. And I had a plan B, but that also seems to be MIA. So we're gonna see what the Lord do. I intend to be cute today, for an event that I'm hosting. But again, we're gonna see. But yeah, outside of that, that's pretty much what was going on with me yesterday. Mentally prepared for today, and I'm excited. Either way, I'm excited and looking forward to spending that time with the ladies today. Well, in regards to today's conversation, I mean, I listened to my prayer meditation this morning with the Soul Space app, and the theme was centered around, both loving your neighbor as well as the first part of it, which is loving God, and then loving your neighbor as you love yourself. Well, I mean, I guess the loving your neighbor part is what stood out to me this morning. Um, and so yeah, I mean, here we are. Here we are. I looked up verses centered around just that phrase by itself, and I think I came across some good stuff this morning. So here we go. Mark 12:31. It says, "The second is this: you shall love your neighbor as yourself. There is no other commandment greater than these." Um, Now again, I just kind of paraphrased and quoted the entire uh, verse uh, when I just got started just now. So, but again, my focus was on the loving your neighbor part, and it says this is the second thing. Um, the second is this: you shall love your neighbor as yourself. Um, or love others as you would love yourself. Now, I mean, granted, again, I know we've had this conversation multiple times here that, uh, I do think that sometimes we have trouble loving ourselves. So, I mean, no wonder we have trouble loving others when we have, having those type of issues with loving ourselves. But, um, you know, for most people, I would say that would put things into perspective to know that, okay, as much as you love yourself, love someone else. Um, actually this next verse will go deeper with that concept, and it's Matthew 7 and 12. It says, so whatever you wish that others would do to you, do also to them, for this is the law and the prophets. So yeah, I mean, reflecting on both of those verses together, I mean, if we love each other as we love ourselves, and treat people basically the way we would want to be treated, then you on the right track. You're doing you know things biblically, um, and everything like that. I mean, is that difficult? Um, I mean, like they say, I guess in hindsight, it doesn't seem to be that difficult. Love others like you would want to be loved. Treat people the way you want to be treated. I mean, the golden rule, everything like that. I mean, it makes sense. But again, alas, we are all human, and there's probably one thing or another that we all struggle with. So I mean, maybe somebody got this part together, but then they struggling in another area. So, um, I guess when you think about it from that angle, I mean, maybe or may not, it may or may not be difficult, but I guess this is the challenge. This is the challenge, and I mean, um, again, I do feel like those two verses should put things into perspective of, again, treating people the way you would want to be treated, as well as loving people the way you would want to be loved. And yeah, I mean, let's keep going. Let's keep going and see what else the word has to say. Well, in Romans 13 and 10, it says, love does no wrong to a neighbor. Therefore, love is the fulfilling of the law. I mean, that's what I just said a second ago, you're on the right track if you're doing that. Uh, and it says no wrong to a neighbor. I mean, so that means anything, right? None at all. Like, I mean, I guess from the way you treat them, to the way you talk to them, to the way that you, um, any aspect really. Um, I know someone got smart in the Bible was trying to ask Jesus, like, well, who is my neighbor? Um, and everything. And again, I've shared my own, not say struggle, but well, maybe it is. I don't know, but I guess my own bad habit of not really even knowing my neighbors. I mean, I don't really know the people that live to the either side of us or across from us, really. So I mean, I guess how can I love someone I don't know, right? I mean, and I do love them. But I mean, obviously, I need to go deeper with that, right? Perhaps take the time to get to know them. Perhaps that would be a loving thing to do. Um, but yeah, regardless of if it's somebody that lives right next to you, which you know to be a neighbor, or whether it's this person online, whoever I'm talking to, um, or across the world. I mean, anybody, right? I guess that's what we should consider our neighbor to be. Anybody that we come in contact with, any and everybody is your neighbor. So love that person, with all your heart, soul, and everything like that. I mean, hey, I got another verse, y'all. Actually, this is the last verse that I felt led to share this morning, and it's 1 Corinthians 16 and 14. It says, "Let all that you do be done in love." Um, yeah, I mean, again, I feel like this is what we kind of struggle with. We struggle with giving grace and mercy to people, even though we received it, right? We gladly receive it from God. We gladly receive it, when people show it to us. But then for some reason, it's like we struggle with giving it to someone else. Um, but yeah, everything that we do should be done in love. Even correction, right? Even, the things where it's like, you know, um, well, I guess I'm kind of reminded of yesterday. Something else that did happen. I forgot to mention. um, but I mean, on one hand, it's like we're gonna see, hopefully in the future or whatever, what comes from it. But basically, y'all might remember me talking about this gentleman. His name is well, he goes by Nuke Santiago online. I was telling you all about him because he was the one that went and had that life changing experience at that concert. And so I still follow him and whatnot. I mean, I notice he doesn't post as often as he was. Which, hey, I mean, he might have to, you know, mentally prepare and mentally, for all of that, because I'm sure when you go viral, it comes with, I guess there's good and bad, or positive and negative things that come from that. But anywho, I noticed that he posted something yesterday that was questionable, just a little questionable. And, and not to be like I just wanted to throw the Bible at him or something, but I just kind of wanted to remind him, of the platform that God has given him, and whatnot. And I was getting ready to share a verse. I was getting ready to share the verse that says, "Too much who is given, much is required." I know I might not be saying it right, but I was going to send that verse to him. But then ultimately, I just ended up, well, it kind of did it on its own. I typed, um, "Be careful of what you align yourself with." And then next thing I know, I had hit enter, and then it had sent. And I was like, "Oh, okay, well, I guess I'll leave the verse off." And I noticed he inboxed me and whatnot. He was like, "Don't mind what I'm posting. I just was checking something or testing something or whatever." I was like, "Okay." I just want to be a voice of reason, just in case you didn't have one. um, at the end of the day, it's not about, reprimanding people or condemning people or whatever the case is. It's just about, um, showing that love and grace and whatnot. I mean, God corrects us too. We correct our children. And not to say that he's my child or anything like that. I mean, I'm sure he's a grown individual. He didn't even have to respond to my message. And everything like that. But he took what I said with grace, and I took what he said. He said, he just was testing something. I'm like, okay, that's fine. That's fine. I just wanted to be a voice of reason, just in case you didn't have one, because at the end of the day, you do probably want to be careful with where you align yourself with, because you do have a platform, and you have been a voice for God. You know what I mean? So it's just, you might want to, just keep in mind, certain stuff, or whatever. And so, yeah, I mean, hopefully, that was a way to show some love to my neighbor, and everything like that, and treat him the way I would want to be treated, and everything like that. I mean, um, and yeah, I mean, that's just something to think about, y'all. Just something to think about today. That's the challenge, for us to love our neighbors. And that is the juice. I mean, we got plenty of verses in the Go Deeper section to peruse and let marinate on your heart, souls, and minds. But the Bible verse of today is Psalm 143 and 10. It says, "Teach me to do thy will, for thou art my God. Thy spirit is good. Lead me into the land of uprightness." Friends, I hope you all enjoyed this juice this morning. Thank you so much for listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration and juice. I pray you guys can go forth and have a wonderful day, and I look forward to talking to you all on Monday, if the Lord's will. Bye-bye. Everyone is stuck at home, but life is still happening around us every day. Birthdays, anniversaries, holidays, and celebrations. Send your friends and family the gift of wine from the comforts of home. Wine shop at home with Miracle of Wine. Wine, gift baskets, wine accessories, and more at miracleofwine.com.